Mike Hickman here with Jen Harty, our Director of Marketing at Seven Gables Real Estate. Welcome, Jen.
Thanks, Mike.
Don't be nervous. I know everybody gets nervous when they come into the podcast room and we're going to have this one-on-one interview. So just relax, take a deep breath,
Okay.
and just be you, because I know that you're brilliant and I know you do a phenomenal job. And what I want people to do is to get to know you a little bit. Okay?
Okay.
So I may dig a little deeper into Jen, and Jen has a lovely family, 2 children, her husband, they live in North Tustin. But beyond that, I want to get down to really what's important to you, what you like best about your job. I want to talk a little bit about the transactional piece of marketing, and together with the purpose of marketing.
Right.
So if you don't mind, can we start there?
Sure.
Cool. So first question to you is, what is your purpose, Jen's purpose as leading the marketing for Seven Gables Real Estate?
Well, I think my purpose is threefold. I think I really have 3 different, very important roles that I play
Okay.
here as marketing director. I think 2 of my primary purposes are helping the company and helping the agent. So my goal is to continue to push out Seven Gables brand. We have this reputation of being sophisticated and well respected. And while I want to continue that and really hone in on that, I also want to just talk about how fun we are, how much personality our company has, and I really want to just blast that out there so that the community can see it. I think we've been this like hidden gem for so long, and it's time to make it a splash. And so I think 2022 is going to be that year for us. So I
Is the
have
year.
that
Okay.
role, marketing our company. The second purpose is our agents. How do I help them find their authenticity,
Okay, that's good.
their authentic purpose?
Okay.
But how do they turn that into a business, and how do they make money? Focused on that purpose and being
Okay.
authentic. I always tell the agents when they come to me and say, okay, what do I need to do? I say, well, let's talk about you. Who are you? What is your message? What do you want to say? Who do you want to talk to? Let's start there, and let's build a branding strategy based on that that's going to get you business. And then I think my third role is really just part of my team. I have a big team that I run, and I have some young people on the team, and it's really important to me that I give them a platform to grow and to achieve their own career goals, and I want them to have fun doing it. And I think that's really important here at Seven Gables, because we really do cultivate a culture of loving what you do. And so I think that those are the 3 really purposes.
So that's really difficult to do.
Right.
Okay, and there's kind of a, that's kind of an art form to do that in a way, because it takes some business savvy.
Right.
It takes some compassion. It takes some intelligence, and it takes a focus on transactions to blend those together. So how do you do that?
Well, I think, so when you talk about transactions and making money, especially in real estate, right? To have transactions, you need to have people, clients, customers, people are going to come buy from
Right.
you. And I really believe at the end of the day, people buy from people, and consumers look at companies that they know and that they trust, that they believe in. And so I think our purpose and getting that out there, amplifying our purpose, as we're going to talk about, I know, that in turn turns into business, because as you're connecting with consumers out into the marketplace and you're saying, this is who we are, this is what we believe in, and what we say we're going to do, and we're going to deliver on that. I think that drums up business. I think people say, I want to work with them. I believe in their agents. I met the Seven Gables agent at this open house. He really personified, authenticity. I'm going to learn how to say that word, and just genuine values. And I think
Right.
that represents our company. So I really believe that as long as we really focus on that purpose and getting out, who we are as a company and as an agent, that turns into transactional business.
Awesome. So
It
how do
goes
we
together.
do that? I mean, how do you get that message out? What steps do you use?
Well, so we have, and this is going to be sort of our goal
Or
for
stop
2022.
for a
You wanna
second.
start with
Okay,
that?
because I thought you might go in the direction of a goal. So I'm going to take you somewhere else now, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to say it's January 2023.
Okay.
Okay? We're sitting here, same seats we are today, but it's a year down the road. I want you to give me your view of what took place, past tense, in 2022 at Seven Gables, the marketing and everything related to that.
Okay. So a year from now, we have achieved our vision for 2022, which is simplify, amplify, and unify. Those are sort of my buzzwords for 2022. So what we're going to do is simplify our message. We felt in 2020, it just turned everything upside down for really everyone. And so we were just trying to stay our head, keep above water, get things out there to people and figure out how to get through this year. 2021 was kind of putting all that in place to see, okay, how does everything we rolled out in 2020 work for us now? And I feel like things sort of just started to explode, and now we've got all of these things. And so we are going to simplify our message, simplify what we're getting out there into the universe. And then we're going to amplify it. We're going to just push it out there in simple, streamlined message so that people really understand it. We're going to break through the noise. I had mentioned this before to you. I feel like this real estate market in particular is so saturated by messages. We've got messages from other brokerages, we've got messages from agents, and it's all the same stuff. And people have just completely tuned us out.
Look at me, look at me, look at me,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think by simplifying our message and really just cutting through that noise by amplifying, we're going to unify. And we're going to get all of our agents that are here with us, and hopefully the community, we're going to come together and spread that same message, and I think it will just spread like wildfire. So in 2023, we will have a very concise message, and I think our brand will be one of the most well-known in Orange County.
That's awesome. And what about, there ought to be an acronym for that, don't you think? It's just kind of
Simplify,
SAU?
amplify, unify. No, it doesn't
We'll have to come
work.
up with an acronym for that, just for
Maybe
fun.
we need to find one more word.
One more
that
letter.
Has a consonant in it.
Yeah, or call it a sauna and add 2 letters.
Yeah.
2 words, right?
We have to think of another word.
That's interesting. So tell me a little bit about you. What is your favorite part of marketing?
Well, I'm kind of a marketing geek, to be honest. I mean, my husband laughs at me when we drive out to the desert or drive really anywhere. I read every billboard we pass.
Really?
When I read magazines, I always read headlines, subheads, and captions. Sometimes I'll breeze through the article. I actually like to watch commercials because I'm like, oh, that was good. That's a great tagline. So I love when I see something creative, something that catches my eye, something that makes me listen. And more times than not, it's a very simple message. It's almost always a very simple message. You're like, why didn't I think of that? Every message is different. Every company has a different message. Every person has a different message. Even the same company may have different message or different ways of saying the same message. And so I think it's just fun because the sky's the limit in what you can do in marketing and branding.
Interesting. How do you think, with our experience of having attended a Storybrand seminar, if you will, back in Nashville, what do you think about Storybrand and simplify, amplify, unify? How does that play into that?
Well, the premise of Storybrand is that you have a hero and you have a guide, and you tell the story through the guide's eyes. Okay, and I think that that's really true, especially in real estate. That every agent has a story, every seller has a story, every client has a story, and every company has a story. And so it's finding that person's story and how to connect with it, right? So we always tell our agents, be the guide in the story, right? The seller is your hero, the agent is the guide, and keep that really simple. So you just find whatever pain point your hero has in the story, which is your seller, and you just make a very simple message to draw them to you. Say, I understand what you're going through, and let me help you, guide you through that. And that's really where we've used Storybrand, is trying to just help our agents connect with the community and with their seller, whoever we want to address, by telling their story, helping them find their story.
Yeah, I think people prefer stories.
Yeah.
They really, really do. They love storytelling.
Well, everyone's life is a big story if you think about it.
Think about it, right?
Yeah. Even your day is a story, how you started your day
So
and how you
let me ask you one final question here. If you were going to give some advice to a generic agent, somebody coming to Seven Gables, a new agent coming to Seven Gables, what would you tell them? And I know it depends if they're new or experienced and all those sorts of things, but let's pretend they're an experienced agent for a moment. And this isn't about, trying to attract people to Seven Gables. It's really more about what your advice to them would be.
Well, of course, it depends on what they're trying to achieve. That's all kind of where we start.
Okay.
But my advice, which I've already touched on, is who are you? What is your
Okay.
authentic self?
Okay.
Why are you in real estate? Why do you love it? What is your purpose here? And then really we build a strategy based on whatever the answers are for that. So
Okay.
some people just say, I just I fell into real estate because I, love houses. And then we need to dig deeper than that.
Right.
We need to find really what it is that you,
Correct.
why you're here. So we really have to build, and that's going back to why I love marketing is it really is about your strategy. Because if you don't believe in, like, if an agent comes to me and they don't really know why they're doing it, they're never going to connect with someone. They'll never make that transactional because they don't believe in what they're doing. So it's like they have to find why they're doing it. A lot of times someone will come to me and just say, I just talked to a new agent yesterday. This is a perfect example. And he said, I just sold my first home and it was not a very pleasant experience. I was lost as a seller. My agent did not guide me. I was screwed. We closed in like an hour and I didn't even have keys and I didn't know where to go. And so he said, I want to do better. And so that's a great place to start because now he has found his pain point and he can listen, I know what you've gone through. I can help you through this the
Sure.
next time. So it's finding that in somebody that I think is really important because then you start to craft your message through that.
Perfect.
So that's what I always just start there with any agent, experienced or not.
That's great. Great information, Jen. I really appreciate spending time with you today and getting to know you a little bit better, but more importantly, the audience who's listening, getting to know you a little bit better.
Thanks
I think
for
that's
having me.
really important. I really do. So I wanted to kind of touch on those points. You did a great job with it, and I appreciate it. So thank you.
Thank you.